7 months into my pregnancy, I accidentally overheard a conversation between my husband and the poor student I had been sponsoring. Stephen, if your wife finds out that the baby in her womb is actually our fertilized egg, she might get so angry that she'd kill herself, don't you think? Rosie said, and chuckled softly. It'd be better if she did. That way, all her assets would be mine, Stephen coldly answered. The only problem is if she decides to divorce me and kick me out. That's why we need to keep this secret. Once our child inherits her assets, we'll deliver her a crushing blow. That night, I pretended I didn't hear a thing. I gave birth to the child and raised him with utmost care. Stephen and I had been together for 10 years, 3 years of dating and 7 years of marriage. During this decade, he had always cared for me when I was sick or tired, surprised me in unexpected ways, and held me tightly during moments of passion, whispering that he would love me forever. Had I not overheard that conversation that day, I would never have believed that the man who claimed to love me so deeply could betray me like this. Perhaps they thought I was easy to fool, that I'd never notice anything strange, so Rosie grew bolder by the day. At first, she would sneak around with Stephen while I was at work, but now, even when I was home, she'd find all sorts of excuses to visit. Although I knew deep down that Rosie's visits were all excuses to see my son and Stephen, I never refused her. Whenever she came, I always welcomed her politely. I even agreed to all her requests for help. Stephen seemed delighted with this arrangement. Whenever Rosie came over, his lips would curl into an uncontrollable smile. Sometimes he'd even flirt with her openly in front of me, exchanging knowing glances and secret smiles. Even my son grew more and more attached to Rosie, going so far as to buy her a pair of house slippers so she could visit anytime she wanted. This life continued until my son's college entrance exams. On the day the results were released, Rosie arrived at our house early in the morning to wait with us. When we saw my son's shockingly low score, Stephen furrowed his brows in anger. How could you score this poorly? He snapped. My son, however, remained nonchalant. So what? Our family has money. Mom can just buy me a spot at any school she wants, Kian declared carelessly. Stephen gave me a subtle glance. Seeing that I didn't react, he continued. Your mom may love you, but she can't indulge you like this. Running the company alone isn't easy for her. You need to show some ambition. How else will you help her or make her feel confident enough to hand the company over to you one day? Rosie chimed in earnestly. Kian, your dad is right. Even though Daphne is your mom and will always take care of you, you need to develop your own capabilities. Otherwise, how will you earn the respect of the seasoned executives when you take over the company? Watching the two of them echo each other, I smiled faintly and said calmly, It's fine. I've already planned everything for Kian. I'll send him abroad for further studies. Once he's back, he'll naturally take over the company. After all, everything I have is for Kian. Hearing this, the three of them smiled contentedly. I smiled too, but for a different reason. They thought I was naive. I thought they were laughably foolish. During the process of arranging his study abroad, I took my son to the company every day, teaching him the ins and outs of the business without reservation. On the day of his departure, Stephen accompanied him to the airport, gripping his hand tightly, his face filled with reluctance. Rosie also made a special trip, bringing a pile of things for my son, worried about his life in a foreign country. The two of them gave him endless reminders, creating a warm and touching scene, a true depiction of parents' worry when their child travels far away. After my son boarded the plane, they watched.
Click the link in my profile to watch the exciting follow-up.